Stampin' Up with Jaimie. I apologize for being late today. I have a long drawn out story, but long story short is I just got busy and I forgot. So here I am. It's 3 o'clock. If you join live, thank you. If you catch this on replay, I appreciate you watching. Today I'm making this card here, and honestly, I love very simple, not many bells or whistles. I love minimal color. I love monochromatic cards. And so today is a very simple black and white with Mint Macaron card. And just a note, because I love those. Those are my favorite. You can use them for a number of occasions, and you could have just a note and on the inside have it read like happy birthday or congratulations or whatever. So I feel like if I leave the outside kind of neutral, kind of, not too specific. Once you open the inside, you can have a more specific sentiment. So the product that I'm using is brand spanking new. Well, not quite so brand spanking new, but it was a couple of weeks ago. It's the Butterfly Brilliance Stamp Set. This is available right now. It will carry over into the new annual catalog, which is super exciting that we get to sort of play with super pre-order product. And this is beautiful. These butterflies have so much detail in them, and I just am having so much fun playing with the stamp set, and I think you will too. They do have a coordinating dies, although I'm not using them today, and they do have designer series paper and specialty paper that do coordinate in the collection as well. I will let you know that if you buy the Butterfly Brilliance collection through me, in the month of March, you will get a free card class to go. This card class makes 4 cards. I will send you everything you need to make them, short of ink. I'm not sending you my ink pads. You're going to have to provide the own ink, although it's very minimal stamping. It's mostly just paper and ribbon and embellishments and whatnot. So again, you buy the Butterfly Brilliance collection. So that's the stamp set, the dies, the Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper, and the Natural Touch, I think it's called, specialty paper from me in March, and you will automatically be mailed a free card class to go. I don't know about you, but I miss my card class. I miss my ladies coming into my house and stamping together. So this is kind of like the next best thing, so to speak. So let's just dive in today. Again, this is the card I'm going to be making. My card here starts off with Mint Macaron cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I did remember my bone folder. I forget it like every single time. I forget it my YouTube lives, my Facebook lives, but I actually miraculously remember today, which is, I feel like, a win. So, we're going to score here. Normally when I do this layout, I have it be a landscape, layout, so that you would open it kind of this way. But in order for the ribbon to wrap around, it wraps around the inside, it has to be this sort of a portrait orientation. You could do it the other way, but you'd have to then, I don't know. It's just easier to do it this way. Trust me. Okay, so then I took a panel of, another panel, exact same size, 4 1/4 by 5.5 of Mint Macaron. And I already ahead of time embossed it with, oh my goodness, one of my favorite embossing folders. I really hope this carries over into the next annual catalog. It's the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Just a really simple, it just adds a nice touch without necessarily being like really over the top or really lots of detail. It's just very pretty. I really like this a lot. And it's one of those that you could kind of use either side. This one has the impressions kind of into it, and this one has it into it. I don't know how to describe it. This has it like out, and this one has it sort of in, but really just pretty. And I love both sides. So I really hope that they're in the new annual catalog, which, by the way, us demonstrators get to preview. I'm super excited. March 24th, demonstrators get to see the new annual catalog, which, hello, super excited. And then we get to pre-order it beginning of April. So if you're considering being and joining as a demonstrator, now is a great time to do so. You'll get to see the PDF early and then be able to pre-order from it. Super excited about that. which, by the way, if you do not have a current demonstrator that you are ordering from and would like a copy of the new catalog when it comes out, please let me know. If you go to jaimieb.com, or you could just go to my blog as well. That's JAIMIE.com. You will find a link there to request catalogs, and I would be more than happy to add your name to my list and get them out to you. And so this is our current annual catalog. This has the seam binding that it comes in. If you would like an upgraded annual catalog that has the spiral binding in it, let me know. Just place an order, a $50 order in the month of March. And then when I send out my catalogs in April, I will automatically upgrade yours to a spiral bound, which makes it so much easier to open. It just lays flat. And it's just really easy to browse through. So they will normally come like this. Okay, that's our normal catalog. But if you want an upgrade to the spiral bound, anybody that places an order through my store in the month of March will automatically be upgraded. So I love my spiral bound catalog, and I know my customers do too. So I wanted to be sure to offer it again this year. Okay. So I went ahead and I cut out 3 squares, which I'm going to make them diamonds, but they are squares using the stitched shapes dies. These dies, first of all, I have the old packaging and it's very well loved. I use them so much. I think that is probably one of the most used products I've ever bought is the stitched shapes dies. I use them constantly. I love them. So if you don't have them, definitely check them out. And then I'm using my big butterfly. Okay, so like I said, the Butterfly Brilliance, it's one solid stamp. So they're all connected. The 6 butterflies are connected. You can easily stamp, like I'm just going to stamp one butterfly. So I have it on my E block, which is significantly smaller, but it works because I'm just looking to get that one butterfly. But the Stamparatus would work really great when using this big of a stamp as well. And if you're feeling brave, you could cut them up. Oh, that makes me so nervous. I've only done it once, but you could do that as well, is cut the little butterflies out. But we don't have to go to extremes today. We're not going to be cutting live. We're not going to cut my stamp live on YouTube. Oh my goodness. But you can do it. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just using this butterfly here. All 3 of my butterflies, I use the same one. Now, I kind of wanted to vary it a little bit, but it's just easier just to stick with one. And I liked how it came out, so we're good. So I'm going to get my diamond so I kind of have an idea of where they're placing it. Yes, I have seen that, Karen, too, that people, other demonstrators are doing that. And I think it's a great idea where they buy 2 stamps. So one they keep all connected so that, it still coordinates with our dies and whatnot. And you have one sort of complete stamp, and then you buy a second one, and that's the one you cut up. So whether you want to keep the butterflies all together, you can do that, or if you want to cut them apart, you can do that as well. So yeah, I've seen that. I think that's a really, really great idea and a great way to just kind of stretch it even more. Now, I just want this butterfly stamped up, and so I'm just taking my ink pad and being kind of careful not to get it everywhere, and I just inked up that one butterfly, and I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, there's really no rhyme or reason to where I stamped them, except I kind of wanted them in different angles. So we're going to do that one like that. Oops. I'm going to set that aside so I get an idea of kind of where I've already stamped. Re-ink it up like so. Now here's the thing. If you mess up or you get it wrong or whatever, you cut out new squares and you do it again. It's not the end of the world. So I don't think you can really do this wrong. I'm going to do that like that. And then one more. I think this is the smallest square in the Stitched Shapes dies. I love them so much. And then this one I think I'm going to hit a little lower and a little more angled like that. Let's see. Yeah, oops. Sorry, my grid paper completely moved. Yeah, so we're good. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to kind of play with the angles, and that's probably kind of how I'm going to have it, is like that. I may have it like that, actually. Yeah, I think that's how we're gonna have it. But let me close my ink pad. I want that to dry out. Make sure you close your ink pads. Okay, so I already glued, I don't know if, I think I was talking while I did it and I just did it without saying it, but that panel that we embossed, I went ahead and glued to our card front. I'm gonna set these aside for a second. Then I have a very, very narrow panel, a pattern of the True Love Designer Series paper. This is a quarter, or excuse me, it's a half an inch by 5.5 inches. It's very, very narrow. It's just to be like a little detail sort of on the end of my card there. And this True Love, let's see here if I can pull it over. Designer Series paper. It has been, look at this. It's been loved and cut up like anything, but it is beautiful. I love black and white. There's something very classy about black and white paper. And what's great about this is that you could color it in. So the other side of this one is like a floral, and you could use your Stampin' blends and color it and give it color, or you can just leave it black and white. And I just love the black and white. I think it's, like I said, very classy. It's just very nice. I love black and white. Of course, I said I love monochromatic cards, so of course I'm going to love a black and white one. So this I'm just going to adhere all the way flush to the left of my card, like so. Okay, again, just a half an inch by 5.5. And then I'm going to use the black and white ribbon from the Playful Pet. Let's try it again. Playful Pets ribbon combo or something like that. Let's see if I can get the correct terminology. I did look. It's product number 152466. I did write that down, but I didn't write the full name. Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack. It comes with the black and white thread that I'm using, and then it also comes with like a red and white. The red and white, you get 5 yards, and the black and white, you get 10. I love it. This is also great, and I have done this in the past, is you could unwind these, and then you would have just black thread, and you'd have just white thread. So you can use it as it is, as black and white thread, or you can kind of unwind them, and then you get white thread, and you get black thread. So this I feel like you can do a lot with, and I clearly used it a lot. It's well loved. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around my card if I can get it in. Oh dear, hold on. I got to fix that. Like that. So I wrapped it like once fully, and then the second time around is where I tied it. And I'm eventually going to want it like right up against my paper, my designer paper that I had already glued down. So let me show you my sample. I have it like right up next to it. I didn't glue it down, but you can kind of finagle it and make it work. I think I want this a little, let's see here. Can I get it a little longer? I would always rather have too much ribbon to play with than I'm tying my knot and going, oh my goodness, why did I short this so much? So where are my scissors? Here are my scissors. I'm going to cut it long. Like I said, I can always trim it, although I love long ribbon tails. I just do. Okay, so I wound it once around completely, and then the second time around is when I'm going to tie my knot. My bow, I should say. I'm just fiddling with it a little bit. I kind of want even. Oh, well. I can mess with it a little bit more. And then I'm just going to tie. Hold on. I have to fiddle with it more. Which one's short? This one's short, right? This one's short. I can't tell which one's short and which one's not. Okay. Oh, wow. This one may not have as long a tails as I normally do. So then I just tied a bow. I didn't like tuck it in. I didn't grab the other ribbon. I literally just tied a ribbon, tied a bow. And, you know, it's always helpful to have another hand nearby, but if not, just take your time and play with it until you get it right. And then what I like to do, and I've said this before, if you want, oh my goodness, my grid paper is completely shifting. I apologize. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a, I was going to, and then I'm like, no, I think 2 is enough. I glued down my grid paper with washi tape, but I think I need them in the top corners too. I only did the bottom corners. Give me a second. Hold on. This is like the commercial in the show. Other ways to use your washi tape to hold down your grid paper when doing a live video. I love my grid paper. Okay, hopefully now we're not going to go everywhere. I apologize for that, and it's completely shifted. Okay, so when you tie a ribbon, sometimes your bows will twist, right? Your bows. So what I like to do is I literally put one finger on the knot, and I pull the tail, and it keeps it straight. I don't know why, but it does. I'm not going to mess with it. It works. And then just trim it. So just put your finger right in the knot, pull the tail if you need to shorten it, and it'll keep your bows from twisting. I think I'm going to trim this one just a little bit because it's starting to fray. I don't really want the frayed. Okay. So pretty. I love them. I don't usually tie a bow. I usually only do fork bows, but if I'm using twine or thread, I feel like I can do it. Okay, so for this one, now we're going to do my butterflies. I'm going to keep my card right up against my grid paper. So I kind of am seeing, I'm sort of imagining like a straight line running down here so that I can, now it's not, you know, foolproof, but to hopefully get these somewhat straight. Oh, I need to go a little higher. And I have them just ever so spaced. You know, I'm trying at least to get them sort of spaced evenly. I'm going to glue this one first so that it's done, and then I'll kind of get the other ones according to how that one is. I'm going to use dimensionals, of course, because when you can, you should, in all situations. And I'm going to, I got to be careful because I don't want it hanging off. Is that straight? Hold on, let me get it right in my grid paper. I'm imagining a line going across. I think that's straight. It's pretty darn close if it's not. I mean, if I really wanted to be like super, super particular, I don't have a paper, but you could just like have a cardstock go across and then you would see. I guess it's not perfectly straight across. Actually, that's not that bad. That's pretty good for eyeballing it. Okay, so a couple more dimensionals. We'll put this guy, whoops, this guy up here on top. And I don't know, what's that, like 1/8 of an inch between them, sort of, the space between. Come up. And then the last one, 2 more dimensionals. Oh my goodness, these dimensional backings are like attacking me. Oh my goodness, how funny is that? They're like everywhere. I swear they multiply. I mean, you find them everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, there we go. So there's our butterflies. So pretty. Next, what am I going to do next? Let's do the sentiment. For the sentiment, so you're going to notice that the Butterfly Brilliance, as beautiful as it is, it doesn't come with any sentiments. So you can either leave a blank or you can use a sentiment that you have from a different one. So I'm using the Posted for You, Just a Note. I love these. I love the font. And Just a Notes are like my favorite to do. So did I not? Oh, I didn't get a panel of basic white. Hold on. I got to grab I totally didn't grab a small panel. I don't need a big one. That'll work. Okay, so I have Just a Note. I'm going to stamp that in the Memento Black. Whoops. Memento Black. I'm going to stamp it. Yep, that works. I got something in there. I got to get that off. And then to cut it out, I'm like using all my favorites. I'm using my favorite embossing folder. My favorite dies are the Tasteful Labels dies. Oh, and I'm using the stitched shapes. Those are a favorite. If you do not have these dies, okay, I'm going to show you how well loved these are. Look at how well loved they are. I definitely need to get them organized. But these are great. I think these are just so good to have sort of around. Numerous shapes to accommodate long sentiments, short sentiments, square sentiments, round sentiments. We have this one here that I'm going to use that's like for a banner, a narrow banner. And some of these are stitched. These ones embossed like a line around. Just so pretty, so pretty, and very, very, very versatile to go with any number of other bundles or sentiments or whatever. I think it's very versatile. Anyways, I'm going to use the stitched banners here. It fits it like almost, well, perfectly. If it was like a hair, if the sentiment was a hair bigger, it definitely wouldn't fit. So it's like a match made in heaven. It's like supposed to be. This is what I tell myself as I'm trying to find things that match. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through my die machine here. Get that out. Oops. Hopefully it's straight. If not, we'll have to do it again. Happens to us all. No, that's pretty good. Okay. And I'm going to attach this with dimensionals as well. I think I'm going to, hold on. So for my sample I did down here, I do like it down there. but I have a little touch. I don't know if you can see a little, there must have been a little ink on my ink pad, on my stamp, excuse me, when I stamped this one, because I got a little bit there. I'm going to put this one above to cover that little smudge. It's very barely noticeable, but honestly, I can cover it. I'll make it disappear by strategically placing my sentiment. Okay, so again, to help me line it up straight, I have my card right up against my grid paper, so my eyes are sort of naturally seeing straight. Again, it's not foolproof, but it helps. Okay, and I just did one dimensional there just to give it a little bit of lift. And to finish off the front, I'm going to add a couple of these matte black dots. It looks the way it does because this is what happens when you do paper shares. This is what's left over, and when you kind of have to cut things in, in funky ways to get it right for everyone. So I'm really looking forward to my the annual catalog product share. So be on the look for that. That will come out. Oh, let's see here. I'll probably announce that first week in April or so. And with all the pretty new paper. Oh, I'm so excited. There's something very exciting. I mean, any new catalog is exciting, but a new annual catalog is extremely exciting because we get the new ink colors and, oh, it's just really exciting. Okay, so that's our front. And I did do the inside. For the inside, I just took a panel. I'll do it. We'll do it now for you. So let me just, let's see here. What did I, oh, there it is. I'm like, I knew I cut it. The inside is 4 by 5 1/4, basic white. And oh, there it is. Hold on. I just got to clean my stamp set. Give me a second here off camera. Hopefully my, okay, it is. Whew. I was going to say, hopefully my chamois is wet. That would be bad. I have to figure out something in the moment. Okay, so clean that off. Now for this one, let's see here, where is it? Here it is. For this guy, for this butterfly, I used a different one. I used this butterfly here. So just take this off and just make sure that one is on your block. Again, my block is very small, but unless you're looking to stamp all of them at once, just making sure the butterfly you want on the block is on it, you're good to go. And if I always lose things during my lives because I'm like putting them everywhere. Okay, I'm going to ink this up in the Memento Black. And again, I don't really need to do the masking technique because there's a lot of space in between. Like there's a lot of space that I can really sort of be careful of where I am inking up and not hit any of the other butterflies. If you feel more comfortable using the masking technique, you can certainly do that. Hold on a second. Well, I inked up my finger a little bit, but I think we're good. Okay. This time I'm going to do it in the right hand corner. And how about that? If this doesn't come around, we're flipping it over and doing it again. That's what's great about cardstock is that it has 2 sides. Now, if you stamp and you don't get a good image and you happen to be using our Stampin' blends, you are going to want to just pick a different cardstock because once you start to color it, you will pull, like let's say I didn't do that and I wanted to color it in, so I flipped it over and I started coloring on this side, this butterfly would sort of bleed through. So most times, 9 times out of 10, you can just flip it over and stamp it again. But if you're using your Stampin' blends, just keep in mind you can't do that. Okay, we're just about done. Again, I left the inside of this card blank because it's just a note. So I may want to write a lot, which I usually do. Or if I want to make it more specific for a specific occasion, I've left room in the middle to, I don't know, stamp a birthday sentiment, a congratulations sentiment, a get well sentiment, or whatever. Or maybe just more butterflies. Whatever you feel like works. Okay. So there you go. The outside, just a note using the Butterfly Brilliance, stitched shape dies, the tasteful labels, Playful Pets ribbon, True Love Designer Series paper, and then just a simple butterfly for the inside. All the links for this will be on my blog next Tuesday. In the meantime, you can head on over to jaimieb.com to follow me on Facebook, to follow my blog, to check out my social media. or whatever. I'm here to help. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about today's project or about anything in general. I'm really here for you and to help you have a positive, easy stamping, stress-free experience. So I'm here to help in any way I can. Thank you so, so much for joining me today, and I will catch you next week at the same place, same time. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.